Okay, in this lesson, I want to talk about a spawner. A spawner is a component here. When you select object in a scene, you can add a component as a spawner. A spawner is a component that you can throw an object with that in any direction or in any object. First, I give you an example to explain what is the component. When you select this, for example, I insert a mushroom here. I want to spawn a mushroom, for example, in any direction. When you select a mushroom, we can here add a component called a spawner. Here is a spawner. We have a spawner rate. This is when you a spawner action is in a permanent. I will explain those of them in a character. Permanent and 1 means here in each 1 second, 1 spawn or 1 through object will be happen. If you increase this number, the amount of the spawn will be reduced. It means in 2 seconds we have 1 spawn. If you make it half, in half second we spawn 1, and it means in 1 second we have 2 spawn. Okay, so when you reduce this number, we have more spawn. Okay, and when you preview that, nothing happened because we have to some other setting. When you want to spawn, this arrow is not important. The direction of the spawn depend on the direction of the linear velocity. Okay, preset is a platform. It means this is fixed. The fixed object means it's not physical, fixed in its position. The physics object means if you hit the physics and when you click it, it will be dropped down. And as you can see, when we make it the spawn, it will be okay. When we change it the object type in the physics, the spawn will be working. Okay, because it spawn and stick in that position, we need to change it with a linear or change it physics. The first way is changing the linear or angular velocity. For example, I want to spawn the mushroom in a fixed way. Fixed is not mean that your object fixed in its position. It means it's not collide or it's not physics and drop down. It's just a travel in a linear direction. Positive 5. It means the spawner in this settings will spawn in this direction. Okay, and the mushroom will be disappear. Okay, we preview. As you can see, the original mushroom will be disappear and the spawn at that direction. Okay, this is simplest way. Okay, and we want to mix something. We want to when the spawn the mushroom, there will be fall down. So we make it the physics object. Preview again. It throw it in this way and physics. But you have to change the shape collision. As you can see, you can make it a circle. That's nice. And when we activate the physics, when you click that, we need more power to throw the object. For example, very high number. As you can see, it threw the object with the physics. Okay. And the interesting part is you can change the collision. If you want to collide nothing, you can no collide. As you can see, it pass through the object. Or in the simplest way or interesting way is you can destroy, for example, destroy enemy. You can make it destroy enemy. When hit the enemy, it will be destroyed, as you can see. Okay. Okay, this is one of the example of the spawner that you have to control with the physics and the linear. Okay, make it the platform. It means no physics. You can change them. Those are presets. You can change it in a, for example, platform, but you can change the physics, you can change the collider or destroy things that you want. Those are just names, okay? Also, you can, for example, throw it 10, make it physics. As you can see, it's platform, but I'm in physics. You can make an angular velocity and rotate when spawn, as you can see. If you want to spawn that direction, you have to make a negative. As you can see, as I said before, we have an axis in buildbox that this axis is a y and this axis is a x. This direction is positive, this direction is negative, the up is positive, the down is negative. Okay, if you want to, for example, spawn in this direction or spawn at that direction, you have to make a positive x and negative y. Okay, for example, I want to spawn this direction and fixed, not physics, exactly go in this direction, positive x and the negative y, exactly number, and as you can see, it's travel through this direction. But we add an angular and it will rotate this direction. We set it 0 and this travel in this direction, exactly in that direction. You can make a collide and anything more. Okay. Another example that I want to, this mushroom will be connected to one of these clouds and cloud travel and the mushroom with it and throw the mushroom an object on a scene. Okay, we set the spawner okay, in this direction, make it some rotation, collide and make it physics. As you can see, the collision object was in a collide, but the object type was in a fix and it does not collide anything. So this object type is important in the physics. For making your sense, you have to, or don't confuse, please change the presets. Okay, change the preset is collect and it's changed to physics. Okay, we change it to physics. Test our spawner. That's correct. I make it smaller and I want to connect it to this cloud. I want to this cloud travel with linear velocity. This is a fixed, as you can see, this is fixed, not collider object. And as you can see, it's travel in this direction. I want to this mushroom connected to that cloud and travel with that. We have two ways for doing that. One of them is connecting. I will explain the active the connection mode more, but here is the very simplest way. When you want to connect the mushroom to the cloud is a parent object and the mushroom is a child object. So click and drag from the parent object to the child object and there will be connect. If you in a connection mode, you can change the child and parent individually, but if you deactivated the connection, when you change the position of the cloud, as you can see, the mushroom is connected to and travel with that. And in this way, we can simulate the mushroom rain like this. Okay, you can change the water to the no collide, or you can make it to the platform. As you can see, no collide, so the object pass through it and it acts like the real water. As you can see, it's fall down. For better appearance, you can make them to the bring to front, that the mushroom go behind them, back of them. Another way to doing that is this way. Okay, select the mushroom. As you can see, we have a connect. To disconnect that, select this connection and delete that. Another way is, for example, we delete that mushroom. Another way is going in this object, find it in the object manager in reference. This is the cloud number 1. Click cloud number 1 and you can add your mushroom in a default animation. Click on it and here is our mushroom, and it's our cloud. As you can see, we have just transform setting. You can add mushroom or anything that you want that you insert in yours. For example, I want to, for example, insert that missiles here. Click and drag it here, or you can directly click and drag by your folders. Okay, I want to spawn these missiles this direction. As you can see, when you click it here, we have access all of those settings, and simply you can add a spawner here. Okay, I want to spawn it this direction, or you can simply rotate it. Rotate it. You have to test the direction. Okay, test the direction in the 5 and make a physics spawn in second. Test that. Okay, as you can see, you can rotate your object to spawn correctly. So we have to change the collision shape. Oh, it's in this line. You can change it to the circle, for example, or make it polygony. Okay, at a point after that, oh, it's want to delete that. Okay, that's correct. Test it again. Okay, as you can see, you learned 2 ways to add a spawner object to the other object. Okay, you can resize it. Okay, going to our cloud, as you can see, it's here, and you can simply delete that, or selecting from here and delete that. Okay, now I want to add enemy bullet spawner to that, and it's bring to front, and that enemy throw the missiles through our character. So you have 2 ways. You can simply drag your missiles here and make it a spawn. Add a spawner. I want to make a negative direction 5. The setting is correct, and I want to do the fixed direction, fixed number collide, and I want to destroy character these missiles. Make it bigger. No, that's nice, and test it. As you can see, this enemy and kill the character. You can change its preset simple. As you can see, it's when you choose, for example, enemy bullet. This is enemy bullet. Okay, as you can see, the settings will be changed. It will be in a fixed. It's automatically add a linear at a high number, change it to the collision, and it automatically change to destroy character. So those are presets that change that settings. You can change the setting and make your preset. Okay, you can delete that, and you can connect it to the character that will be in connect to each other, and when the enemy will be walk, it's missiles connecting to that. Okay, I want to give another example. For example, delete those waters. I want to bring a thaw, and I want to throw that thaw like this. I want to throw this thaw like a volcano, simulation volcano. Okay. Select that, add a spawner. I want to move it to the y-axis, positive number. This is y-axis, for example, in 5. Spawn, be more mono spawn. Reduce this number means we have more spawns. Y direction, I want to tell you something. If you, for example, this is sorry, this is our y-axis. If you throw something in a y-axis, and if you want to change its direction like this, for example, you want to, like a volcano through something like this, you have to change the x direction in a random. So I have a linear velocity at the y, and I want a random, for example, 5. As you can see, test it. Okay, as you can see, going up in a random direction because we give it in the y-axis and the random and the x. When you, this is our axis, when you give a number y, it's going directly in that direction. But if you give a number in a random in x, it's the border, the vector going the different direction at the y. Okay, this is on peer view. Okay, so I want to make it physics to make it more interesting. Make it physics and look at what happened here. As you can see, nothing will be throwing because we need more power to throw them because there are physics and gravity affect them. So make it the higher number, and we can change it to the destroy character. Okay, this is physics, everything, and you can make a little rotation. You can make it collide, or you can change the physics and change it again. Preset, destroy character, everything is correct, and test it. As you can see, it rotates and kill the character. Okay, so this is another example about the spawn. Okay, going to add a spawn to character. As you can see, when you select the character, we have no component for that. So we have to go into the main and the reference here. As you can see, we have no component about the spawner there. So if you want to add a component, a spawner to your character, you have to add a component to these animations. For example, you go in here, select that, and go into the character animation editor, and here you can add your spawn here. For example, I want to add these missiles to the character that, for example, when he's shooting, when she shooting, for example, something throw that guns. As you can see, when you select the object that you insert in your this window, we have a component here. We access all of those settings. If you add as you can see, you can add a spawner and it spawn in positive direction as X. Okay, test it. As you can see, it's through a spawner. Okay, I think I inserted 2 spawner here. Or you can spawn something else. I think I have a spawner. No, everything's correct. Okay, or spawn this saw. Make it a make it like this. Okay, You can add an spawner. I want to explain the spawner action. I want to, if you add a spawner here and make it a spawn in direction, it will be a spawn in that direction that you want. If you add an spawner and make it a shooting, it spawn with your sitting when it's shooting. I want to make it physics object and collide and some rotate and some linear velocity to that, and everything is correct. Okay, test it. As you can see, when you shoot, a bullet shell will be throw it. Okay, this is a bullet shell. When you, for example, you can simulate this. Okay, that's interesting. You can, for example, if you dying going here, if you, what happened? Close that. For example, here, oh, close two more. For example, if you going here, explain more. So if you shooting the spawn with the bullet, or if you change it to the jumping, and I bring it here because this when she's shooting, its gun is here, and I want to spawn from that direction. Going here, for example, the bottom of the body, and when you jumping, spawn with this sitting that you learned. Test it. If I jump, as you can see, it spawn something. Okay, you can doing everything in this modes. I want to add some. I want to mention you important things. For example, I make it a bigger. Important thing. It's very important. When you add a spawner that in this direction, in this window, for example, here, this spawner will be seen when you going to the main menu, and when you, as I said before, when you character selection, multi unlock, when you bringing your multi unlock in your main UI, as you can see, your spawner will be showed that. And this is very bad. So going to the word, select the character, the main setting. You have to hide your spawner here. You have to right click and send it to the back. If it does not work, simply click and drag it here. Sometimes it does not work, unfortunately. This is a bug, I think. So when you go into the main UI, so for refreshing that, I think it's there also. Oh no, it's a bug again. It's bad. Unfortunately, it's showing here. I don't know why, but it happened, unfortunately. So you can spawn like this. Actually, I hide that. Why it's showing here? It's a hide. Select that and hide it. It's showing again. When I jumping. Okay. I think that is a bug, unfortunately. Okay, I want to bring it front, it does not work. Sorry for that, it's a bug. Okay. I want to give another example. Select that. For example, when I want to, when this character die, I want to throw some heart from that. So insert a heart. Okay, you can insert a heart directly in this window. Okay, for example, find the heart. Where are you, my heart? You can categorize your asset to find it faster, but you can click and drag. As you can see, you can insert as an object or image. I explain image. What is image? You can here insert, and it's go in your object manager. And if you, when you dying, I want to throw the heart, making the spawner, make it the larger spawn, and I explained there. But I want to rotate, make it physics with high value in this direction. I want to destroy the enemy after I die. I want to my heart destroy enemy. Physics, everything is correct. Test it. Okay, going here. I want to going to die. As you can see, my heart throw that direction. Oh, that was very high direction, high amount. I want to throw my heart like this, or you can change randomness, glide, spawn, physics. Okay, test it. Going to die. As you can see, my heart will be thrown. Okay, you can do a lot of things with a spawner. Hello my friends, to continue these tutorials on YouTube, subscribe us, like us, and hit the bell icon. And now you will be alerted about all of the amazing videos that we release.